I'm sure by now you're no stranger to the rhetoric of, well, gaming is just not as good as it used to be. Gaming is going downhill. Games are bad. I'm sure at some point in the last few years, you've heard somebody say this either online, in person, or maybe you've said it yourself. But is it true? Has gaming actually gone downhill? Is it the worst it's ever been? Or is it a matter of perspective? And while I'm sure a lot of folks can relate with the old man shaking his fist at the clouds with, back in my day, you could just go to the store and purchase a video game, take it home, put it in, and play it. It's the end of the world. The sky is falling. Gaming is ruined. But I'm here today to tell you to stop. Hold up, Grandpa. Don't shit your depends. You see, a lot of this negative rhetoric that I hear about video games is almost exclusively pointed at AAA games. You know the ones. I don't need to mention them. They're basically the same game every time they release a new title with a bigger number at the end of its name, and it just progressively seems to get worse for the consumer. So I'm going to take a moment to say, if you are one of those people who feels that gaming has gone downhill, that video games just suck today, I want you to maybe think that it's not the gaming industry as a whole, but maybe it's just the games that you tend to play. You see, the mass majority of video games that people see, play, and consume nowadays are ones that are backed by a large company with a large enough budget in their marketing department to slam it into your face every 30 seconds in YouTube ads, magazines. Nobody reads magazines anymore? And therein lies the problem. Marketing does a great job of wanting to sell you a thing. That is its whole purpose, is to get the thing in front of you for you to see it and then to spend your money. After you've spent your money, the company no longer cares whether or not you, the consumer, are happy with the product. Once you've put in enough time, guess what? That's your problem. No money back. Your time is gone. Enjoy getting fucked. Thank you for your money. And while a lot of people on the internet want to complain about a problem but not provide a solution, I'm going to provide you one simple solution. And that is, maybe give up on these AAA titles and look into indie games. Now, what is or isn't to be considered an independent game at this point has become a very convoluted discussion, especially with the release of Baldur's Gate 3 at the end of 2023. But I feel that the discussion on what is or isn't independent is kind of a moot point when it comes to, are you having fun playing a game? Are the games that the company is putting out something that you enjoy? And if the answer to that question is no, then maybe you should go find something that is worth your time, that is giving you the value of the money and time that you're putting into it. Now, the hardest thing I feel about finding that indie game that's going to be right for you is searching for it. You're either going to need word of mouth through friends or other people online, or you're going to have to dig and do the research. And I will say my fellow PC gamers have it rather easy because of the discovery queue that we have on Steam. You just tell Steam what kind of games you like, and then you take a couple hours every week, 20 minutes a day, skim through your queue, your suggested game feed, and wishlist some of the games that look interesting to you. There are a lot of non-AAA video games out there that you just have never discovered, simply because these companies don't have these bloated marketing budgets that the AAA studios do. And since we've been talking about old men shaking their fist at the clouds, let me take a trip back to when I was probably maybe 10, 11 years old. I had a Super Nintendo and my mom would take me to the local Kmart and I was allowed to purchase a game out of the blue light special bin. For those of you not old enough to remember Kmart or what even a Kmart is, the blue light special bin was basically where they had taken the products that weren't selling as quickly, marked them down, reduced them down to move them quickly out of their inventory so they could make room for new stock. And as a child whose parents absolutely hated video games. They hated that I enjoyed it. They were so disappointed that I no longer wanted to go out for sports. I didn't want to go out inside and play. I wanted to play video games. It was something that I wanted. It was something that I enjoyed. So they decided if I was going to play video games, that they weren't going to spend the top dollar for the games. They were going to spend, $15, $20 on something that was affordable, and I was going to buy it out of the blue light special bin. And out of that bin, I wasn't seeing those top titles that I was seeing in the magazines. I might have seen like a small single quarter page ad, or I might have seen the name in the list of the back of the directory that had all of the games. What was that called? No, it's around here somewhere. All right. Let's take a look at the Computer Gaming World holiday issue from 1997. Here it is. Chips and Bits. And I found some absolute banger video games that I had a blast with. And I also found a few duds that I wish I hadn't chosen. But you know what? That comes with the territory. But it's 2024 or 2025 or 2026 or whenever you end up watching this video. This is the future. This is the information age where you can go online and you can watch a streamer play the video game. You can watch a YouTuber play the video game. You can watch the launch trailers, gameplay footage on YouTube. There are endless amounts of resources for you to find out whether or not a game might be up your alley. While this information might not give you 100% certainty whether or not a game is going to be for you, I mean, like, take a look at Baldur's Gate, for instance. Everybody could see the gameplay footage. It was talked about in numerous articles online by numerous creators, and everybody said that this was going to be a turn-based CRPG. And then you still had people jumping ship from games like Diablo to play Baldur's Gate 3 and then get angry because it was a turn-based game. And turn-based games suck! What do you mean I've gone on another tangent? I'm off topic. Shit. Fine, then I'll just come out and say it. Gaming hasn't gotten worse. You've just stopped exploring and searching for new things to experience. And maybe not you specifically, maybe the royal you, gamers as a whole. I don't want to pretend like I'm on some high horse up here yelling down at the plebs because their games suck and they're angry. I, for the longest time, was one of those people who thought, yeah, gaming is going downhill. And then I took a really close look at the games that I wasn't playing in my Steam library. All of the independent games. All of the games made by people who love video games. Now, I had mentioned that I used to be one of these people that thought that gaming was crappy, that is getting worse as the years go by. But the reality of it is that real, amazing video games lie just below the surface, waiting for you to dig them up and play them. Games that are crafted by people who care about their video game. They want to make money, they want to be successful. Yes, there's nothing wrong with wanting to have a successful game. But at the end of the day, they're creating something that they're passionate about, something that they themselves would play and enjoy in their spare time. And of course, I want to be very clear here. I'm not saying that people that are working on the ground floor in development of AAA games don't love video games and don't want the best thing that they can put out. But their hands are usually tied by men in suits who just want to hit their profit margins and don't care about anything else but the initial sales of the game and how much money they can make from microtransactions moving forward. And in fact, over the last year or so, I have played almost exclusively nothing but smaller titles that aren't being pushed out by AAA studios, and I have been having a blast. Most of these games, some of them are in early access, and they're in early access by companies that truly want to make the best product that they can. And sometimes delivering an amazing product requires feedback, and sometimes getting feedback from the community by releasing a game early is the right way to go. I think one of the biggest issues that indie game developers have today is that they aren't able to produce visually striking, amazing, photorealistic video games that a lot of people seem to be obsessed over. But I feel if more gamers like yourself are able to put aside the visuals and really give some of these indie games a chance, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. There's many fantastic video games that I've picked up over the last few years that I have thoroughly enjoyed. TCG Card Shop Simulator has taken over Twitch at this point. There are so many people loving that game. It's a very simple, straightforward simulation game. Timberborn, great city builder with beavers. Who doesn't love cute little animals? If you don't love cute little animals, you're probably a fucking sociopath. Frostpunk 2, Core Keeper just got its 1.0 release. There are so many of these smaller games that I promise, if you take the time to do the research, look into these games, you're going to be pleasantly surprised. Gaming is not dying. It's not getting worse. It's just changing. It's a passing of the baton. It's a change of the guards. The dinosaurs are dying. It's time to let them die. Stop holding on to the old ways that don't work anymore. Don't hold on to the idea that these AAA studios care any more about the experience. The developers, again, on the ground floor, they probably care. They probably want to make the best thing that they can. But the people at the top just want to see the number go up, money machine go burr. That's the only thing that they want. It's the only thing that they care for. And the games are not going to improve in that regard. But the game experiences that you are looking for are out there. When was the last time that you saw an advertisement for Stardew Valley? How many of your friends love playing Stardew Valley? Are the graphics amazing? No. But was the developer passionate about the project? Are they still passionate about the project? Are they still putting out free content and updates? I think so. And I think that speaks for itself. So maybe, just maybe, give an indie game a chance. And if you buy it on Steam, you got a few hours to play it to see if you care. And if not, you can return it. But maybe give it a chance. And you might just find out the gaming is not only not dying, it's better than ever. Because the average Joe has the ability to just make a video game. Make a video game that they are in love with, that they're passionate about. And the hardest part about these indie developers getting their game out there and being successful is marketing. So today, I want you to go out, check out a few independent titles, find something you like, and tell a few friends. Share these things. Share these games with your friends. Share these with people online. Maybe try to convince one of your favorite Twitch streamers or YouTubers to say, hey, maybe check this game out. It might be worth your time. Because word of mouth is going to be huge for these smaller companies that don't have a bloated marketing budget. So take a chance. Maybe give an independent game a try. And at the end of the day, if all of us start playing more independent games and stop relying on AAA studios to bring us the experiences we're desperately searching for, then maybe, just maybe, we can see the whole industry change for the better. Thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. I really, really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed it, feel free to hit the like button, maybe leave a comment, tell me about some of your favorite indie games that you've played in recent time. And until next time, stay weird, stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next video.